Hi everyone, Ify here. I'm in the exact same place where I shot the 4 reasons to love fragrance colognes video, so I thought it was fair to shoot the video with 4 reasons to hate fragrance colognes in the same place. Now, just to get things clear, because I'm still getting comments like there's no reason to love fakes or fragrance fakes. But guys, I'm not talking about fakes. Everyone hates fakes. Actually, not everyone. There are people who actually prefer buying fakes over clones, because when you buy a fake, it means you're buying an exact copy of the original fragrance. Let's just wait for the plane to pass. Look. Alright, so when I'm talking about fragrance clones, I'm talking about fragrances that have different brand, that have different bottle design, but they smell almost identical to an original popular fragrance. Now, a fragrance fake is a fragrance that is trying to fool people. They're buying the original thing when they're not. But even fragrance clones, which we might love, we can also hate at the same time. And this is what this video is all about. Reasons to hate fragrance clones. The first reason is the same with the reasons to love it. While some clones, and not some, while most of the clones have a reasonable price for a clone, there are some clones which are very expensive. I mean, for a clone, come on, companies producing fragrance clones, what are you trying to pull off? Some fragrance clones are even more expensive than the fragrance they're trying to copy. I get this only when the fragrance clone is better than the fragrance is trying to copy. But in general, paying close to the full retail price of the original fragrance, or even more, for a clone is definitely not worth it. Another reason to hate fragrance clones, there are reasons, guys. When you get into this fragrance clone game, you're starting to develop your nose to detect fragrances that are similar to other fragrances. So let's say, for example, a new designer fragrance comes out. If you've been in the fragrance clone game for a long time, the first thing you'll do is that you'll try to compare it with another fragrance. You'll no longer be able to appreciate the fragrance for what it is, and instead you're going to try to figure out some similarities with other fragrances you've smelled in the past. Another reason to hate fragrance clones, again, when you get deep inside into this fragrance clone game, you will start to look for the best clones. So in order to find the best clones, because these aren't usually fragrances you will find in a store, so most of the time you will need to blind buy them. So you will start with some clones which for the time will do, you will think they are good, but then you will try to find even better ones, closer in smell to the original fragrance. So after a while you will find yourself having like 10 clones of the fragrance you want them to smell like, which if you sum up the value of the clones, you will realize that you have spent more than you would have paid for the original fragrance. So here I suggest you don't overextend with the clones. Don't try owning all the clones. That's why us fragrance reviewers are here, to give you an idea of how each fragrance smells. I know there are different opinions, so someone might say this one is better, this one is the best. Do your research properly. In the end, you will pick the proper fragrance for your nose. And another reason to hate fragrance clones, and I'm aware that there might be other reasons, which I'm hoping you guys will leave them in a comment below, but let's be fair and have 4 reasons against 4 reasons. So my last reason to hate fragrance colognes: wearing so many fragrance colognes might make you lose your self-esteem. Because at some point, let's say that you're going to meet someone and he's going or she's going to ask you what you're wearing, and it's going to be a bit difficult pronouncing or telling the person the name of the fragrance, especially if you're wearing a Middle Eastern fragrance, which have names so hard to pronounce. I mean, what fragrance are you wearing? I'm wearing Kun Muktalifan, I'm wearing Ard Al Zafran, Dirham, De La Marque Brune, and all sorts of weird names which no one has ever heard about. You're going to think about lying and saying, hey, I'm wearing a Ventus, I'm wearing Chanel, Allure Sport. And doing this often in time might gather up and will make you feel bad about owning so many fragrance colognes. If you do want to wear fragrance colognes, wear them proudly, wear them for what they are, because in the end you looked for them, you wanted a cheaper alternative. If you're not looking for the brand, if you do not want to own the brand, the bottle, if you do not want to brag with what fragrance you're owning, if you just want the smell, then that's okay. And with that being said, guys, this was the video and these were the reasons. Until the next video, guys, keep smelling great.